It's a pretty bizarre feeling putting out a record. We never thought that it would be this kind of like emotionally, mentally, physically challenging, but it really has been. Like when they say blood, sweat and tears, we know every bit of that is true, you know, so it feels great to be able to kind of just not put it behind us, but I think open up a new chapter and kind of give these songs away to people and let them enjoy it now. I think we've been sitting on them for a long time.
Yeah, I suppose you have been like ready to kind of unleash this for quite a while. And how has it been preparing or getting ready to release such an important body of work over the last year when there's been so much uncertainty within live music and you haven't been able to get out there and play those songs?
Well, our time was kind of taken up by just recording it. That was the kind of the nice thing about this record, is that we were actually able to, rather than do what a lot of bands do, which is sit on it for a while, you know, we actually went away and wrote half the album in the first lockdown. So we were able to go away to London for a few months and actually go to work and actually start recording, and we were kept busy in that way. And then, you know, the whole mixing and mastering process that followed that, you know, that's what kind of kept us in tune and busy during this time.
There's definitely a mix of influences like running throughout the album, and maybe it's a reflection of the sort of music you guys would have listened to while growing up together. Was that important to you as a band to be able to showcase all those different elements of who you are throughout all the tracks?
It was kind of one that we didn't plan, but I think the record kind of ended up that way. Just from the way we work, is we kind of really like to keep things spontaneous and you know, just serve the song as much as possible. We don't really care too much about the dressing that's on top of it. You know, if there's like a harp in the room, we'll be like, oh, that might sound good on that verse, you know what I mean? And then I genuinely think Rob played harp on a song on the record, but it just didn't make it on there. I think we have so much fun with the production of things. It really gives life to writing the song, and you know, you want to be in that room when we're making it. It's like a really, really enjoyable thing. So I think that's why the record feels like it's touching on so many different levels.
And the title of the album, It Won't Always Be Like This, feels like such a relevant statement at the moment, after the year we've all had. Was that the intention behind it from the beginning, or did that kind of title like naturally just become what it was throughout the process?
It definitely wasn't the intention. We wrote that when we were like 16, 17. So it was about, you know, like a house party or something. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But, you know, I think when you listen to the title and you listen to the words, you do kind of get a sense of it's going to get better, or as some people like to say, it might get worse, mate.
It kind of feels like at the moment that, you know, Irish music, you know, is having a bit of a moment itself, and there's so many like great artists and bands releasing music and releasing album. How does it feel to be part of that tapestry and part of that moment? And are there any other Irish acts that are really standing out for you at the moment?
Feels unbelievable to kind of just see Dublin and Ireland really, you know, in some sort of kind of, it's not even a scene because there's just so many different types of music going on. And like it's exactly like you said, it is a tapestry of all these different colors and kind of genres and stuff like that. You know, you've got like Murder Capital and like Fontaines, and then you've got like bands like The Academic, and you've got The Clockworks, but you also have like Kojak and Maliki and all these kind of hip hop artists that are coming out, and it's just really beautiful to see how diverse it is. You know, we only really saw the kind of guitar end of things, and I think even still all the guitar bands sound very different from each other, and they all have different approaches. So it's not like, you know, Seattle in the 90s where everyone was trying to wear a flannel shirt and play Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's much more kind of broader than that. So it's nice to see Dublin in that place.
Yeah, it definitely feels like really exciting at the moment. There's so much coming through. There's just a buzz, like a general buzz around like Irish music at the moment, and it's just so great to kind of feel that. What do you hope people or your fans or your audience will take away from this album?
I don't think there's anything we want them to specifically take away from it. I think it's really just a case of allowing people to interpret the songs whatever way they want to. I mean, you know, it's like with the title of the album, you know, we named it thinking, oh, this is gonna project and evoke positivity in a lot of people, and in a lot of cases it has done, but then you also got the people who are, you know, turning it on its head going, yeah, it might get worse. So I suppose like that's the that's the beauty of releasing an album, and the nice thing about putting out songs is it means something different to everyone. So I guess, you know, if we can allow people to just feel something from the record, you know, whatever it is that might be, we'd consider that an achievement and a target set and reached. So I think that's really the main thing we want, is just for people to feel something from it. And if they enjoy the music, great. And if they don't, that's okay. They don't have to listen to it.
I know you are heading to America and you have stuff planned for the UK. Can you tell me a bit about exactly where Inhaler are going over the next few months?
Well, we've got a tour of pretty much all the UK booked for the end of September and all of October, and then we've got Ireland in December, and then next year, you know, fingers crossed, we get to go to America in March, and then April and May we do a tour of Europe and various events, festivals wise, scattered in between there. You know, we've got Borderlands coming up in August, and Transmit in September, and we're doing the Limelight in Belfast in December, on I think it's December the 14th if I'm not mistaken.
So we're going to play the title track from your album, It Won't Always Be Like This. I know you have talked about why you named the album that. I don't know if there's anything else you kind of want to say about that track.
Well, it's a track that we wrote when we were like 16, 17, and we've opened our show with it at every gig. We just can't find another spot in the set that it works. You know, it just really works really well as an opening song. And I think it made a lot of sense to do that with the record. So it's definitely kind of our statement to the world, I think.
Yeah, definitely a strong statement at this moment in time as well. So this is Inhaler on ATL, introducing with It Won't Always Be Like This.